Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your No Boundaries 19.3 travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your driver's side, or on your campsite, of course, your awning. Then on your off campsite, I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your water is going to be toward the front of the unit. This is for campsites. On your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And your power is all the way at the rear. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you do is level your unit. Your unit comes with a power tongue jack. A night docking light should you arrive at night. Up or down until you've got the unit level. You do have a manual override for this little hand crank right here. Should you lose power, you can get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose. Once you've got a unit level, next thing you're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit, you have these stabilizing jacks with a 3/4 inch hand crank. You can use an impact driver or a drill gun to run these down. I recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in summer. Better distribute the weight. You're going to run these down just until they're taut. Grab your jack pads, put them down, run these down just until you have some resistance on your hand crank. Once there's some resistance, you know you're down far enough. You don't want to run them down any further, because remember, our unit's already level. We just want to stabilize it. Once we got all four of those down, our unit's level and stable, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. The rear of your unit, this pistol grip power cord, where they go on now, is going to the left, wiggle it on, turn it to the right, and then put on your washer to lock that. Now, should you need to plug in at home, there's a 30 to 110 adapter that comes in your convenience pack. Got our power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. Now at campsites, we'll hook up to the city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting fluid in here. Open it up, put that on there, hook up your hose, but don't turn your water on yet. Come right here to your hot water heater. Now what we're going to do at this point, folks, is make sure our drain plug's in. Get that on there nice and snug. Once that's on there, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after the hose has been on for a little while, go inside and open up your water taps. Get all the air out of the lines. Once you got a nice steady flow of water, you can go ahead and turn this hot water heater on indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go boondocking. In that case, we'll just fill up our fresh water connection or potable water. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply fill it up with a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two, on the inside where you check your battery and levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Hold that down and that'll tell you when this is full. Once it is full, remove your hose, put your cap back on, and then in order to use this water, you'll have to turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Starting on your off campsite with your pass-through storage here, there's a leg that you can put on your unit. There's also a table and griddle that'll set up outside. I'll show you where those set up. Again, over here, your fresh water, city water. And there's your freshwater drain. Coming down here, your hot water heater. Below that is going to be your low point drain for when we're dumping water at the campsites. That is a vent for your microwave. It's a flue for your furnace. Two things, make sure it's not blocked. And if you're running your furnace, steer clear of that. It will get hot. This is your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump our sewer, black and gray tanks. Here's where you hook up cable to the campsite. Back of your unit, your spare tire. I recommend getting a cover for this. Keep that from dry rotting. You're prepped for a Furrion backup camera, device you purchased from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle. Electronically communicating with this device, and it gives you a backup camera for the unit. There's your ladder. Utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year and check your caulk, all your seams, caulk as needed. Make sure nothing's drying, starting to crack. Utilize that ladder and take care of your roof. I'm going to talk about your awning real quick. Let's hypothetically say your picnic table's down at that end and it starts to rain. You can pull down on this pitch adjust and that will actually send all the rainwater to this direction. You can do the same thing from the other end, which is more likely because you have more room for a picnic table here. There's your access to your bunk area, which can of course be made into storage. This will lock up here, back there with that little lock. Or you can use it as your bed. Make sure this is locked. There's your emergency exit. Come around the side here. So here's one prep table. In that brown box is another table that was set here that your griddle can sit on top of. Right below that, your quick connect for that. There's a 110 and a spray port. There's a hose that'll hook up to that. Your porch light. Your steps, we'll close them up when leaving. The other side of your pass-through storage has your hitch work. Your propane does come with a cover. Easy access top. There's a regulator back there as well. It'll be lefty-loosey to open. Also up here is your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. This will come important later when we talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. Also have your emergency breakaway brake. And that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. So coming in these steps, the first thing I like to point out in every unit is your smoke alarm. Excuse me, your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that your fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. Coming in immediately to your left up top is a control panel. Here's your awning. I'm going to extend that again real quick. So you only want to run that awning out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that brown bar. That will extend itself past there and roll itself up backwards. So keep an eye on that. All of them do it. They have yet to design one that stops out there for you. But keep an eye when you run it out. There's your awning lights. Again, your interior lights. Below that, more lighting, bottle openers, and places to hang your keys. Another thing on your awning here, as you see, if this door were all the way open, this would interfere with it. So make sure your door is closed a little bit before running it in and out. Retract that in and we'll continue the tour. They call these slam locks, but you don't really need to slam them too hard. Just give them a nice pull. It'll close easier. Over here to your right is your 110 with GFCI reset. A couple of USB ports, some lighting. This is your inverter. I'll show you quickly how to turn your sofa into a bed. So remove our cushions. We'll jackknife this part down, lift up in the front, lay it down. Once so, reach up here, pull back on that, lay that down, and your bed lays down. Do have some lighting here on both sides, storage, and of course your shade. You can travel with this down, it won't hurt. Left your mattress wrapped up for you. So to close this, lift up on the front, pull on the back, and you're back to a sofa. Down below there is some storage. A couple of USBs and 110 on this side. Your television. Turn that on for you.
Under 7 and
alright, so your TV
and you may lose
is on a swivel here. Just want to show you. You can pull this all the way out. When you arrive at the campsites, you have this little button right here where your cable goes in. Make sure that button's on before you run your digital channel scan. That's a digital channel enhancer and allow you to pick up more channels. And then of course, take both hands and push this back against the wall. And then you use this strap to strap it in for travel. Some more pieces up here. Your part of your rhino rack and some paperwork. Put your remote back up there. Fan and a light above your cooktop. This is the kind that you'll have to light with a match. Down below that, your self-explanatory microwave. Your vacuum system, move that to the side, hook your vacuum up, turn that on. Same thing here, you just lift up on that and that'll run your vacuum. Over here is access panel to your breaker box enthusiast. A little variety there. To the left of that is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mention that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, nothing plugged in charging your battery, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone all day. Your Norcold Fridge. Come up top and hold that in for about 5 seconds. That'll turn this on. So whatever's blue is what you're controlling. Whatever's white is what it is. So your thermostat. Let's turn the air on. I should turn it back on high. Cool high. There's your AC kicked on. Now shut that off. Oops, I passed off. See that shut off real quickly. Over here is your temperature changes. Now I'm going to turn on your furnace. Heat. Might be warmer than 88 in here. Get that to kick on. There that goes. I'll shut that off. You'll notice that the furnace fan takes a few minutes longer to shut off than the AC fan. Up here is where you check your holding. You can turn on your holding tank heaters, your fresh gray and black tanks. Here's your Wi-Fi turn on. Here's your turn on your water heater and your water pump. If you're using potable water. Here you check your battery, your fresh tank, your black and gray tanks. Continuing through the unit, a lot of individual lighting here. We'll come back down to your vacuum. Didn't have you plugged in earlier and it wasn't showing right. So move that over, hook up a hose, turn that on. Or if you simply lift this up, sweep one of your stuff under there. So that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. First thing I like to do is shut off my interior lights, because then I can walk through the unit to see any individual lighting I may have missed. A lot of accent lighting. Same thing here. Shut off the cabinet lighting and shut off those accents. Well, it covers everything in here. Let's exit the unit. Now, bringing these steps up, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this could catch on it. You see how close it'll come? So get that in there. Once that's in there, pull this back to lock that in. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle, and you're ready for travel. At this point, unhook your cable, your water, and bring up all your stabilizing jacks. Once you've done that, if you're out boondocking, dump that water. And if you're at a campsite, dump this low point drain. Lastly, you come here to your hot water heater. You lift up on this pressure release valve. That'll dump the remaining hot water out of your hot water heater. Push that back down or your door won't close. And then you can pull this drain plug. Hook up your hitch and head on up to your dump station. At your dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be right behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Take 10-foot hose, comes in your convenience pack, and hook that up. And the first thing you pull is that black handle, wastewater holding. After it sounds like that black water or wastewater is no longer draining, leave that handle open, again with your water pressure regulator. Hook up the hose at the dump station and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Close that up, close your black handle, and then pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water, your sinks and your showers, and that'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Close that up, put your cap back on, come to your bumper, and conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this snowboat for many years to come. Happy camping. For example, this is the freezer. This is the fridge. I keep the freezer at 5, fridge at 3. Over here is where you bring that up and down. And this last one is a night mode. It tells the fridge, hey, I'm not going to be opening and closing you as much, so save me some power. Furnace release. Coming into your bathroom here. So I mentioned, here's your lighting. You have a hand crank open power exhaust fan up here, 4 different levels. Here is your solar charge controller. What this does is it keeps your solar panel from overcharging your battery. Main thing you need to do is make sure that your battery type is kept at wet. I'm going to send a separate video directly from GP Electric telling you more about this. Now you do have another 110 in here. Your bunk areas have their own individual lighting here, USB ports and curtains. Again, you know this is storage. You can wiggle this up and remove those table legs, set them right on these. Put your back cushions on top and that'll give you another sleeping area. Over here on the wall is your furnace thermostat. Let's turn that to cool. Turn the temperature down here.